Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 in House Flipper, and we're back at the garage with Bunker, which we emptied out and cleaned up last week. And when I left you, I was inside painting silver glacier paint, the sort of greyish silverish colour on the inside walls of the garage, and I've gone around on the outside and used the same colour just so that the place looks fresh and beautiful, in keeping with our nice new street here. So we have painted the outside of our garage and the inside of our garage so that everywhere is all ready for us to start work on the bunker downstairs. Now, in the interests of preppers wanting to keep a little bit of privacy, I think it would be good to put closed blinds up at the windows so no one can see inside. Though, to be honest, if people can't see inside, they might want to break in just to check what's inside. But also, if the prepper is going to want to park their car up here, then they aren't really going to want anyone to see inside to see what sort of car they've got. So I think we will want the closed and fastened blinds. And after all, it's just a little garage, and it looks fairly inconspicuous from the outside because it is just a tiny little garage. So let's put these blinds on all three of the windows upstairs in our garage space. There we go. Now, we can put radiators up here, so perhaps we will do that. Let's install the radiator up in the garage, and then the owner that purchased the place from us can decide whether it's one they'll want turned on or turned off. But we'll make sure they've got all the fixtures and fittings for deciding what they want to do with the place for themselves. Let's try and get everything prepared for them. So we've got the radiator, the light. There is a light. The sockets all seem to be in working order. Let's double check that the light does turn on. Yes, the lights work. That's good. So I think upstairs is probably about finished. Oh, do we fit out? Do you know, I think we will fit out our little bathroom area for upstairs. We'll just use the cheap fixtures and fittings because I don't know if the new owners will actually really want to utilise the place very much. But they will probably want to use at least the shower and sink, not the shower, they will at least want a toilet and a sink, I would imagine, for when they're coming around and just taking a look at the place and making sure everything's set up. It would be nice to actually be able to use the toilet, though I don't know that they would need a shower upstairs, to be honest. If they're going to want a shower, it's going to have to be in the bunker itself rather than up here. So perhaps a shower upstairs was just going to be a bit wasteful. Fit everything in properly. Make sure everything's attached nicely. And then we can just finish off the fixture for that. Do we bother with the shower up here, or do we bother with the shower up here? I think for completeness sake we will fit one in, but to be totally honest, I'm not sure that a shower is necessary upstairs because all you'll be using this for is a garage space. So if they are going to be using a shower here, I would imagine they'd use the bunker one, not upstairs. So this might be a bit superfluous to requirements, but then if they're going to choose to use this garage space as a workspace for working on their car and things, then they might want a quick shower if they get lots of grease and muck on them before they go to the... Come on. Thank you. Sometimes that's a little bit temperamental. When you think you've clicked on things, it doesn't always quite register, so you just have to keep going until you actually get it to register that you've done it. So let's just start with all our little panels. Make sure we screw in all our little fittings carefully so that the side doors and things aren't going to fall off on our head, because that would be really uncomfortable and not a great time if you're putting together a shower and something falls on your head. Definitely not good. But like I said before, I really wish putting things together in real life was as simple as it is in a game. It would be so much easier, wouldn't it? Do you know what? I should have tiled the walls before we put the shower in, shouldn't I? If I'm going to tile the walls, I should have done that before I put the shower in. Yes, I think we will tile the walls. So, walls, tiles. Let's think. We don't want it to be expensive or anything in here because it's nothing super, is it? The all grey everywhere is so boring though, so I really don't fancy that. What can we do instead? How about the... Is that too fancy? If we use these, is that too fancy? I think we want a couple of stacks of this. Right, so tiling, right? And we're going to do the wall behind where the sink and the shower and the toilet are first. And then the other two walls we could paint or we could tile. It's quite a small room though, so it might not need too much tiling, and there's no windows to go around the corners of, so but like I said, I should have put the tiles on before I put the shower in because it can sometimes be a little awkward to reach the corner section above where the shower is. Now you've actually got it fitted in. We might have to jiggle our position a little bit to be able to get the access points that we need for those tiles, especially right in the back corner. That could be a little bit awkward. Oh. Can we get them? Only one left. Can I get that final one? Yes. Awesome. Brilliant. We managed to fix it. Yay. See, even when Kitty does things in the wrong order, sometimes the games are so nice as to save me. Save me from myself. And then of course we can leave the grey tiling on the floor because that actually matches quite nicely with the tiles that we've just put on the walls and is in keeping with it being a sort of garage space. Nice and simple decorating, nothing too fancy or anything, just functional. Garages should be nice and functional. So if we put a few more by the side of the toilet, then we will want to make sure that we have a mirror near the sink so that you can make sure that you've got all the grease from the garage off you, and then a toilet roll holder because we definitely want that to be so close. Just a few more bits left, shall we? Yeah, let's tile it. Let's do tiles. It's just a small enough space, isn't it? It's just would be very strange to just paint that one little section right above the door, so keeping it tiled would work quite well, I think. Right, so we will then sell the last few of these tiles and then put in a couple of little finishing touches. We will want a mirror. Like I said, if you're going home to the family, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have managed to get all of the grease and stuff off of you before. Let's use the white one then, I think. This is the traditional old mirror that you get everywhere, and it's white so it matches the fixtures and fittings, you see. And we want a toilet roll holder. Toilet paper holder. Right, so we've got the new toilet roll holders here, you see, so you've got a standing one and several different styles of flap, but I think we'll just use the traditional one that we can pop on the wall at the side, right, like so. And that I think is adequate for the space that we are going to need for here. We are going to want a couple of doors. So doors, we want interior doors, and the place is brownish, isn't it? Do we want a pale brown or the darker brown or a pale white? We've gone for a fairly greyish tone everywhere, haven't we? I think we might go for the white, just in keeping with the Right, so we want one here and one on the bathroom space, like so. And that door there is slightly not quite right. Can we? No, we can't. We have to hit it with the hammer, don't we, to be able to pick it up. And just want it that tiny bit further forward so we can't see the edges of the brick at the side of the door. So that is now the upstairs finished, I think, because you'll just come in, park your car up and you'll be done. Though you might just want one of those shelving units in case you want anything for the car. Though, to be honest, you're probably not going to want a lot because this is going to be a getaway place rather than a workspace. But if you do want to use it as a workspace, they will probably want a few extra bits of storage, especially if they're going to use it as a workspace for a garage. So they might want to add some extra things up here, but that of course will be up to the people that buy the place. So if we continue inside here now, working on the potential interior here, I think we will need to add a light. Is there a light down here? There's a light at the bottom. Do we need a light up at the top here? Perhaps we should have a switch. So let's have a switch. Let's just have a standard light switch and pop that up here. And then we will want a light lamp sconce. So we'll have one of these side fitted things, and we'll just have a simple white shade, and we'll have it here, and then we'll turn this on and off. Can't tell if it's on or not. Let's go up and turn it on. There it is, and off. Yep, see, so that works. So that's lighting the upstairs part of this space, and then there's the downstairs part of this space. So now the question is, do we paint outside the bunker or do we leave it blank? And what colour should we paint it as well? Should we continue with the silver glass here, or should we use something else? How about we use a steel grey this time instead? So we're keeping it relatively boring, but changing it a tiny bit. And then we'll paint this in here, I think. So this is a definitively grey rather than a sort of silverish grey, though to be honest it's not going to look probably a huge amount different to what we've already done outside. So let's have a look. That's a, yeah, they are different colours. You're going to say, that's all so boring, Kitty, but it is only designed to be the exterior of a space. It's not really meant to be anything else, you see. Yeah, will you stop telling me it's too high? It's right next to me. I'm on the same level as it. See, you did let me paint it. Cool. There we go. Right, so that's the upstairs section. So let's start going down. Well, we're still outside the bunker area itself. So I'm hoping that we can get a lot of the preparation work outside the bunker completed today. A bit more paint, so that we can finish off this section here. Okay, why are we not paint? Ah, good, it did it. Right, do we have any more paint? Let's take this downstairs with us, because I think we've painted everything that we can see from upstairs. And now we need to paint around the edges here. Now this space would be great for storing things, only it's outside of the bunker area, so I don't really think we can practically use it for anything. We would have to try and extend the bunker, which we did do in the last one, so I don't think we should do that again this time. Well, we're going to have to dispose of that one, which means of course that we're going to need a new pot of paint. We don't have a ton of painting left down here, we just have a few little bits across here, and then we will actually be at the bunker itself. And once the outside is done, then we can start thinking about what we really want to do with our bunker. So the bunker itself has 3 rooms in it. And the first one is sort of like an airlock, it's very small. And that is the outside, all finished and all in the grate, so we are now ready to begin the bunker itself. So yeah, everything done, beautiful. Right, so we are ready now to go into the bunker. And I think the first thing that we need to do is think about what we're going to do. Are we going to paint it a uniform colour everywhere, or are we going to make it different? So we have a bathroom area here, which we'll probably tile. And then we have a room which gives us access to the garden. And like the little airlock space that gives us access out into the outside world. So we've got this tiny space here, this big space here, and then a tiny space here. I kind of would like to turn this into a bedroom, but if I did that, then we don't really have any storage space unless we do that inside. And I think if we try and put storage in here, that's going to make it an unlivable space. But if we put all of our storage in this room, then we have to make this our living area and our sleeping area in total, so everything would have to go in here. But I do think that this might be the best place to put the storage stuff. We could probably run the units for storage supplies down one wall, and then perhaps put the I wonder if we could fit beds in here. I mean, it's tiny. If we could fit the beds in there, or would it better to just put them over here so that we've got them in here? Do you know, I'm not quite sure what to do with this because it is such a small amount of space. We could make this a tiny kitchen. This the living and sleeping, that the storage, and that the bathroom. If we turn this into the storage space, I think I would quite like a natural beige, a boring beige on the walls. And the floor, I think, would need to be some form of tile. How about the pale yellow? And we make that. Like so. And then we paint the walls in the beige. And then we can put shelving units in. And then I can spend absolutely forever off camera trying to put the stuff on the shelves. It's quite tedious actually trying to stack all of the boxes and tins and things on the shelves because it takes forever. It is quite difficult to actually get them positioned properly on the shelving, and because you have to place every single one individually, it can take a really long time to do, which would make it extremely boring for viewing purposes, so we definitely want to be doing that off camera. So we will quickly paint this one. So this will be our first room in our bunker area. There we go, That's the walls in this little room here. And then we will want some of those units, storage units, the shelves. So we can either use the steel ones or the garage shelf things. I think we will use the steel ones now. We want to rotate these. Now if we can't fit them in that side because that will block the stairs. Now if we come this side, can we do that without blocking the stairs? Just right, so we will do that. We'll put them along this wall, which means we'll have to stop when we get... Can we get one more in with the door, or is that going to not work because of the door? That's not going to work because of the door, is it? And if we try and put them on the opposite side, is there going to be enough space to get between the units? No, see, then you can't get through. That's interesting, isn't it? Right, so if I pick this one up now and put it here, can I fit it in here? Like so. And then I think we'll have to sell this one. Right, so if we can fit 3 in. Right, we can fit 3. It's quite a tight fit actually. I wonder if we can fit the equipment. Can we fit, not equipment, electrical, no, other, no. So not equipment, generator. We could probably fit a small generator, but I'm not sure if we can fit the big generators. Can we fit a... No, see, that's not going to fit like that, is it? If I try and fit the generator in there, then it's not going to allow us. Much space. If I fit the generator in here, then of course we can't make this. If we put the we're going to have to put the generator in here, aren't we? And there's not going to be any space for anything else then. Okay, well there we go then. There is very little space in this place for anything at all. So what we're going to have to do is now stock this room up, adding lots of cans and cartons and things from the survival supplies. So if we now look for energy, so we can add a gas cylinder as well to the storage supplies over here with our... So if we put a couple of the storage supplies for the gas cylinders here for cooking with, and then we look for... We're going to want fuel for the generator, aren't we? So we're going to want gas canisters. So we're going to want a couple of these at least. Can we fit a few more of these in perhaps along the sides? Put another one in there like that. And then we've got some supplies for our generating and stuff here. So we've got gas cylinders, we've got the petrol for the generator, and we've got the generator here. So that's the supplies that we need for this. And perhaps we can also put like a gun or something in this area for show. Maybe we could put some like boots at the end in the corner here. Can we fit them? Alright, so if we can we put like a couple of pairs of boots perhaps at the end here. Can we fit another one in? Yes, just like that. And then Perhaps some people are going to want a gun or a hat or something, and maybe the gas masks we can put on the protective clothing. Barricades. Now some of the people that are survivalists like guns and others don't, so perhaps we can we put those on like on the wall? Maybe not. So perhaps we could put a knife or two on one of the shelves for protection purposes, and also a shovel. Everybody needs a good shovel, don't they? So I could pop a shovel up there, and I think you're going to want a gun regardless of who you are, and even if some people really aren't going to like the idea of the gun, are they, on the wall and stuff? Some will, some won't. I think the girl doesn't like the guns and the guys do like the guns, so I think she's not going to be happy with us because we've decided to put guns on the walls, but the guys are going to be quite happy that we've actually provided. Yeah, she doesn't know how to use a gun, but those two survival guys are going to be very happy that we've actually put the guns in. And then if we go, can we go up the ladder a little bit, and then perhaps put the gas masks across the top shelf so we can fit a couple of them along the, like that. Then we've got 3, you see. So we've got gas masks, and we've got some survival boots, we've got a few tools, we've popped in a knife, and then we're going to fill all the rest of these spaces with food and water bottles and things and see what we can fit in. And then in the next episode we will see about finishing off the rest of the bunker. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From Softkitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!